So if you're familiar with Excel VLOOKUPs, this is the equivalent in R, or what you do in R instead. And all the joins I'll cover here are based on, well, I'll just cover left join, but they work very similar to the joins in SQL. So those who are familiar with SQL should have little trouble with the concept, and hopefully little trouble with the syntax. Those that aren't familiar with SQL, I'll hopefully explain enough to give you the basics here. As you probably all know, it's rare for all the data you need to be found in one table. So we need to join tables together, or collect our data by observation, or by the key value, for instance, here. So we'll focus in the next this session on left outer joins, although they're just called left joins here. The syntax is similar for all the other types of joins, be it inner join or right join. It follows the same style, so it translates easily. We're going to join two tables we imported and tidied, the TB cases and the pop data, which we turned from wide data to long data sets. Hopefully you've assigned them to objects, so we can now work on them some more. So left outer join, here we have table 1. Our key value is 1, 2, so this is our key value column, and we had an observation x1, x2, x3. And we also have a table 2 here, which is, it has another key column, which is the same here. We've got 1, 2, and 4 in our key column. And this is our Y observation. So we want to join on the key column and collect and ultimately get a data frame where we have the key, we have the result, the appropriate X value and the appropriate Y value for that key value. So this is an abstraction, but we'll get to the practicalities soon. Key value 2 and the x2 and the y value. And the key value 3 obviously didn't have a match. There was no key value 3 in our second table, so it's returned an NA in where the y value was. All of these concepts are covered in the R for Data Science in a lot more depth. So if you need more information on how joins work and the various types of join, then there's an excellent chapter in R for Data Science. The structure of left join is you take the original table, the one you want to keep the structure of, and you left join to the table you want to match rows to, and you join by a key column. So for instance, in the TB cases, or whatever you chose to name it, we want to join the cases data to population, so we can perhaps derive a rate. So if we complete this code, you should get something that may not look quite as you expected. So you'd expect to have the same number of rows ultimately as you did before. You just have an extra column named population in your. We've actually got a problem here, is that the problem is that for every value of, for instance, Brazil in TB cases, there are 4 values of Brazil in POP. So it's matching for every one case in the left table, it's matching to 4 in the next one. So we're getting a table that's about, well, it is 4 times as long as we'd expect. So if you print into the console, it should have at the bottom with 54 more rows. And what you want to do in this case is match on 2 variables. You want to match on country and you want to match on year. And you do that with this combine, remember, from the vector. Data frame that now has 16 rows And so for each country, you'll have a year and the appropriate number of cases and the population for that country. I'll just cover two more things here. The first is you'll often come across the cases when the two tables that you're trying to join together, or the two tables that you're trying to join together, have different names for the same variable. And rather than changing the variable names in each table so that they match, you can just you can write this code here. We're not going to cover this. It's just for your reference later. But yes, one table might have a variable named country, and the variable in the second table might be the same, but it might be named place with a. I mean, it's not helpful to have a capital in a column name if we're using this consistent style as we have been. So you just, within the C, you just do country equals place. Then if you had another variable in your first table that was named year, and the variable in the second table was named YR with a capital, you just equate those like that. As I said, there are other joins. They follow the same style. This is an extract, an extract from the wrangling cheat sheet. So yes, you can do a right join, an inner join, a full join. I recommend if you not familiar with those types of join, it's probably better to look into them by reading about them on R for Data Science, for instance. But left join is by far the most common type of join. Yes, so that was the end of relational data. Just a brief introduction there.